pictures of people's toes.
Not for free anyway.
Oh,
Hey guys.
welcome back to season 2.
Welcome back.
We colour coordinated again.
We did.
Wait,
Look at us in our
We're
neutrals.
so
Planning.
aesthetic.
I actually feel like double the size.
You look
To
it.
my
Well,
to the
no,
last
Can't
video.
ever say that to a pregnant woman. What the fuck?
You
is
can. Oh
wrong
my
with
god! You know what I heard in a podcast the other day?
Sorry.
You look double the size that you did like.
I feel it though. Like, I literally am double.
Sorry.
No, it's not offensive. I literally heard in a podcast the other day. It was Call Her Daddy. Stacy Schroeder was on it, and Stacy was saying that the best compliment you can ever say to a pregnant person is, "Oh my god, you don't look pregnant." And I was like, I love looking pregnant. What
Yeah.
do you mean? I would not want to.
I don't want to look. I don't want to
I'm
look
not going
round.
for all this.
Yeah.
So you don't know I'm having a
Plus,
baby.
that's so toxic. Like, oh my god, you look so skinny. I'm literally growing a human. Why the fuck would I like? I know I don't look skinny. Like, that's just so.
You literally have a bump that you never had before.
Yeah, I love getting it out. All the time I'm like, oh what?
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like, it's not. I don't want to not look pregnant.
Oh, I feel like I have a bump, but I'm just bloated.
Will I be able to get a heartbeat if I put my?
Yeah, you can. Well, if the chest is close enough to the stomach, you can actually hear the baby's heartbeat through
Okay,
it.
stop talking. I'm not going to pretend that I can hear it. Just for the content.
Bianca did hear it the other night. She was laying on my stomach and she did hear the heartbeat. And I was like, no way. There's no way you can hear the baby's heartbeat through my stomach.
Google.
So we took I was counting my heartbeats and she was like tapping my leg to what she could feel and it wasn't the same. And I was like, no way. So we Googled it and yeah, it is real. Like you actually can hear it after I think it said after 26 weeks.
Oh
which
my
is
god,
so
but you're
insane.
27 weeks, which means
Third trimester.
I know. Third trimester. I just found that out today. Third trimester.
Oh my god.
And I'm starting to feel sick again. So.
Wait, third is try. So this is your last semester.
Yeah.
Did you know
This
that
is the finale.
38 in Spanish is Trey?
Don't even try and remember it. We didn't
What?
even write it down. We have been doing Spanish
We've been
lessons.
trying
Have
to learn
you?
Spanish.
Yeah,
Oh,
look,
that's
look
sick.
at all my. Okay, well, I doubled it this morning while you were texting.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's
we've
so
been learning
cool.
Spanish. Isn't that the coolest thing?
Maybe
Yeah.
do a quiz from like.
What do you
maybe some of the
reckon?
shorter
How do you
ones
reckon you
are.
say house in Spanish?
Casa?
Yeah. You learned Spanish too?
No, Bianca is
Oh.
her family's Spanish.
Oh, damn.
When I was in America with her dad's house,
Oh, Bee's gonna be so happy about
she will be
this.
really happy.
gonna like learn all of this
Mm.
because these are all questions that I can use when I move to the UK.
That's so cool. I loved being at Bianca's
What was
dad's
that you
house.
just dropped in there?
What?
Nothing.
When you were?
When I moved to the UK, guys.
Oh wait, you just said it out loud.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And why is that? Has anyone else noticed the soft launching that's been going on?
It's been so soft.
It's been
It has,
soft.
it has been
it's
soft.
been
hot.
good though.
I love how
Mm.
soft it is. I love
They
it.
sent me their chain.
Oh really?
Yeah.
That is so cute. What the
Emily
fuck?
picks me up from the airport the other day and she's got it in her mouth and she's like, this has been in their mouth.
Oh my goodness. That's so funny.
It's like the closest I've been to kissing them.
No, it's no, because okay, so I want to live abroad. I've always wanted to live abroad,
Yeah.
and I wanted to move to America. That was like what I wanted to do. And then I realized that I don't really know if I want to live in America because I suffer
Scary.
from very bad anxiety.
The visas are hard.
The
too.
visas are hard. The visas are expensive.
Yeah.
And like I just don't think that I just don't see it. Yeah.
Mm.
And then now that I'm in this position,
Which is
yeah,
an LDR, yeah?
an LDR, yeah, we can say that. I guess we can say that.
It took me a minute to figure out what that was.
I feel like your brain did it, and then I was like, okay, I did it, and then it was
The
like,
whole time I was like,
An LDR, yeah?
yeah,
You're in a long distance relationship.
you are.
I am.
And it's the
It's so
I
cute.
ship it.
So
I ship
fun.
it so hard. It's literally like gives me faith in love. Like
They are like the sweetest person in the whole entire world.
I
Like,
literally said to them the other day because I have a really good friendship with them as well. We were chatting and I said that I always believed in love because of my parents. Like my parents are madly in love. They've been together 35 years. Like they just literally worship the ground that each other walk on.
Mhm.
And I said that the only other people that I've known that love each other like that is you and Emily. And it's so true. Like, it's
That's
literally
adorable.
like the cutest thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's so cute.
So pure.
Someone's treating me really well. So
Really well.
Actually, that's so crazy because that's
leveling the
literally like me
standard
and
up.
Bianca as well. Like, we started out the same way.
uh-huh.
Yeah, and us.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I just realised.
Sorry, I was in the moment.
My brain was like,
No,
I
oh my God, you and
Or
me-
someone's like,
I
well,
didn't
didn't
even-
even married.
No, you and me are literally so ridiculously in love. It's beyond me.
It's wonderful.
I have faith in where my situation is going with this
Because of
person
you guys,
because
yeah.
of you guys.
It can. Well, it
Yeah, I'm
literally
really sorry.
can happen.
I'm-
No, it's fine. I just clicked. I was like,
Same. I
wait a
just
minute.
clicked what I was saying as well. It's so
Like,
true.
no
though.
one else
The
in
hurdles.
this whole earth can experience.
But yeah, you guys have given me. I think you guys have fixed that insecurity of long distance can't
Yeah.
work. Like that's never even registered for like the whole 4 years that we've been in contact.
Mhm.
Well, it'll be 4 years in like October.
Wow. I'll
Yeah.
tell you what.
Can't remember the date because my old Instagram's gone,
Okay.
which is really frustrating. But remember when they sent me? So 4 years ago,
Flowers.
they sent me a bunch of roses to
Mm.
our
A
old
bunch.
house.
A fucking.
It was like
do.
this.
Wow.
It was like a.
After 5 days of knowing me, and they knew from
And
them.
they've just loved you ever since.
Meant
Yeah.
to be. So after about 5 days of knowing Bianca, I did want to send her a pair of shoes as a gift, just from a conversation that we'd had.
Mhm.
But she lived with her ex, so I couldn't
I mean,
really send.
Yeah.
I didn't want
Wow,
to send.
you guys are literally in the.
I didn't want to send gifts. To the
Wow,
house.
you guys have literally been started in the same position.
yeah.
Wow, I didn't even register that until now.
And now, hopefully
This will
that's
be
what's-
me.
Yeah. This is
Can't wait.
Where's my long distance?
Season 3, there'll be a baby here, there'll be another one here, and Jordan will probably still be flying around the world trying to
Trying to see where I can dip my toes. No, I mean, but neither of you guys have previously been married and gotten divorced. You guys are in the
Yeah,
True.
no.
You're
Yeah,
in a
we're in
different era.
different- yeah.
We're in
We-
different eras.
The fact that we all live lives that intertwine so much, the three of us, we are all doing things in a completely different order.
Yeah.
I think that's really cool that we're not all like, you know how like a group of friends, like they all get a boyfriend or a girlfriend at the same time, then they all
Buy
get
a
married at
house
the same time, and
time.
it's like if one of
All
you
their
kind of
kids grow up together.
I
mean,
guess
that
you
would be
would
great.
feel
but
obliged to like stay with your partner if all of your friends were like,
Well,
you'd be
that's
like,
the whole like problem with like keeping up with the Joneses. Like you're just constantly trying to be like your neighbor.
we're all on different wavelengths,
Yeah.
but we're like, let's just meet in the middle every week and talk about all the crazy things that happen in our life.
Yeah.
People seem to like it.
And it really
Yeah,
goes to
apparently.
show that in your life, like there really is no order.
No.
honestly, if there was an order in my life, I would probably be out of my mind because the chaos and the craziness and the constant go that my life is, I just get bored
Yeah.
if it wasn't like this.
Every 6 months, our lives are like
different. Yeah.
like
different.
something crazy. Like we are very chaotic people, but I prefer to live 300 lives than one.
100%.
Preach.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Where did you go on a plane to recently?
We're like all doing the checklist of what we want to talk about, and I have like,
Yeah.
all right, talk about it.
Your turn.
Sorry, what was the question?
Where did you go on a plane to recently, or who did you go see, or what kind of info do you
Two big questions.
provide?
The where and the who is irrelevant. But because it doesn't need to be discussed, it's
Okay,
not
yeah.
irrelevant. So
Yeah.
irrelevant's not the right word.
Yeah.
It just doesn't need to be.
What about the why or the how?
The how was a plane.
Yeah.
I'm just such a yes person. Like the best thing I ever learned since being single was to say yes to everything that comes my way as much as I can. Is everything that's in my power that I can say yes to, I will. And I got asked to go visit and I did, and I had a fantastic time and I wouldn't change a thing. And now I'm back on the Gold Coast and I'm living, and in 2 weeks' time I'm going to Airlie Beach with my friends and I'm getting on another plane, and
Then 2 weeks.
then I'll be
time.
there, and then 3 weeks after that I'll be in America.
Oh, you're still going to America?
Yeah.
Good.
Because I'm
I
So
feel like we
determined.
haven't spoken about it. I just forgot about it.
I'm determined for that too.
Mm.
That is a whole nother that's a whole other thing that we have not discussed on here before. But
A potential LDR or just like a
but I'm also going to see Kimmy.
yeah. You
We
see
love
friends.
We love Kim.
Yeah, we love Kim.
Everyone send extra love to Kim right now. My friend Kim in America needs it.
Love you, love you, love you, love you.
Well, that'll be fun. Jet
Yeah.
setting again.
What, sorry?
Jet setting again.
Yeah, just like I am just taking these. I said last year when I had the year off it wasn't last year that I had the year off, the year before that, when I did OnlyFans full time, and I feel like I didn't get to live my best life the way that like I am now that I'm doing it full time. When I started doing it last year when I was working still, and I was having a great time traveling and working in between, and now that I have like all the freedom in the world, I'm just like doing everything that I can because I know this isn't going to last. I'm not going to be single forever. I'm not going to not have a family. I'm just like I know I'm not going to be frolicking around the world when I have a partner, like unless they want to come with me. But like it's going to be different then. When I'm frolicking around the world with my partner, it's not going to be like what I'm doing now. It's going to be not. That sounds like I'm being a
No, I know what you mean. It's just like you're not on your own. You're not on your own time, your own terms.
I love it. That just made me sound like a fucking hoe. That's
fine.
not what I meant. But yeah, it's just going to be different when you travel with a partner compared to when you solo travel.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So true.
So yeah, I'm just never going to be in this part of my life again. So I'm just saying yes to everything and making good connections and meeting new people and expanding my knowledge of humans and just loving life.
And so you should, like when like people if
I
you're
deserve
listening
it.
and you're single, like literally just go and take all opportunities that
Literally,
you can.
I absolutely love it. This single is so fun if you let it be. Like I absolutely love it. And I meet some really, really cool people. I've met some fucking awesome people since being single that I would have never met if my life didn't turn out the way that it did.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Which I'm really happy about. So yeah, that's me. That was my last week.
I feel like people would watch this and be like, I wonder what Jordan's doing this week.
Really?
Wonder where she's
It's not that bad.
It's not bad.
It's not that.
It's not that chaotic. Really? Is it?
No, I wouldn't say it's like that chaotic. It's just
For the average person, it probably seems like it.
Yeah, I mean.
For us, that's just you.
I mean,
so it's
I feel
it's
like
just
I'm-
Jordan. But
I
someone
feel
who works
lazy.
a 9 to 5.
yeah,
True. I feel like it's weird because like it's not chaotic because like I spent all day in bed today and I'm like, oh, I feel so lazy. Like
Yeah.
I'm not doing anything with my life
Yeah.
because I spent all day in bed today. But then I'm like,
It was so good to do nothing. all
yeah,
day.
it was so.
But
nice.
sometimes you just feel like that no matter how much adulting you're doing. You sometimes just feel like, fuck, I'm not doing enough. I'm really not doing enough in my life. I literally felt that the other night. I was just thinking, what am I doing? Like, I grocery shop every day for what I'm going to eat that night for dinner. Like, what kind of adult am I to do that? I just was getting so annoyed with myself.
A smart one. Why would you want to pre-plan all your meals and then have to stick to a plan for fucking 7 days of
Like-
what you're going to eat?
I don't want to
I wake up and I'm like, tacos.
yeah.
I
I
make a
tacos.
decision every day.
Yeah.
Wait,
That's
so
what I
you
do.
don't grocery like grocery shop at the beginning of the week and plan out the meals for the week and then
No.
No, because my mind will change.
and then I just like repeat the same like 2 meals all week.
Because whatever's in the fridge that I bought, I'm not going to want when that time comes.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So
I will fucking OD on like the same meal every day.
Nah, can't
I
do
can't do
leftovers
that.
for more than that night and then maybe
No,
lunch the
not
next day.
leftovers. I'll cook the same thing every
Oh, no.
night.
Like what?
Like tacos, or I'll have wraps, or I'll have pasta, or I'll have
You do that.
Every night.
or I'll eat salad, or I'll have like salmon and veg, and I'll just like OD on it.
You're
every
a
night.
hyperfixator?
Yeah, every
Yeah,
night
yeah.
for a week, and I'll eat that. And then lunch, I'll have Asian salad every fucking day for lunch for like 2 weeks.
Actually, I definitely used to do that, I think. I used to always eat potato bowls, remember? Like every night.
You always
every-
potatoes.
Every fucking night I was like, well, I'm having another bowl of potatoes, like every single
Yeah,
night.
but when you're
that
single,
was like
it's
the
so
first time I'd
different.
ever known someone who's vegan
Oh, really?
And
And
like,
all you eat is
like,
bowl
and
of
all you
potatoes.
ate was potatoes, and I was like,
so
I could do this.
Yeah, I could be
I could be
vegan.
vegan because I love potato.
Yeah, I do.
No,
But
when I was in a relationship, it wasn't like that because I love cooking for someone. So I'm like, I want to do
Something
something different.
yeah.
But when I'm by, I'll eat fucking toast for dinner.
yeah,
Yeah.
I do love those nights though where you're just like, I am just gonna have toast or cereal for dinner. That is
No,
Reminds me of my childhood.
I have to eat, except for toast away. I have to eat breakfast food in the morning, lunch food at the, like, I can't have like breakfast for dinner.
really
That makes me feel like my body doesn't like digest food properly.
Grow
Like,
up.
and maybe it's from my eating disorder. So,
Oh.
so my body's like, if you eat something that's not this time, your
Wow.
body's gonna store it
I'm
while you
feeling
sleep.
a bit savage this episode. Sorry.
It's alright.
I just
Trigger warning. Sorry.
I just love though, like at night, like being an adult that you can just say like, you know what? I'm gonna have pancakes for dinner.
Oh.
You couldn't do that?
No way!
I just love
Yeah,
it.
I love that.
Oh,
If
no.
all I've got in the cupboard is pancake mix, I'm like, so I either have to drive somewhere and pick up food,
Yeah.
or I'm gonna make
Fuck
these
that.
pancakes.
No,
And I'm like,
I'm sleeping for dinner and having the pancakes in the morning.
Sleeping for dinner.
I cannot
Like-
sleep when I'm hungry.
Have a
No.
glass of water, shut my eyes.
Like I'm not eating breakfast food for dinner. Well, I switched it
Guys,
up.
I'm fine.
I ended up switching it up and being like, you know what? I'm going to take charge and I'm going to be an adult. And I went online and I just like signed up to like Coles and Woolworths Click and Collect.
I love click and collect.
Oh my god, I am
It's
obsessed
so
with it.
Good, and you only have to have a $30 minimum. You can literally get
Literally.
you can literally just get basics.
And they
click
pick it
collect.
for you and you just pull up and the Woolworths literally puts it in the boot of your car
It's
and then closes the boot and then I drive off.
It's
That's so much convenience.
Do you not enjoy like going into the grocery
I
store?
do like going to the grocery store, but Bianca hates it so much.
I
with
love
a
grocery
passion.
I
shopping.
love it. That's why
I
I can't
literally
do
have to
that.
leave her in the car because she does not like it. The whole time we're there, she's like, can we leave? It's like I'm literally shopping with a child. I'm like, as soon as we get in there, get a treat.
I'll get you a treat, yeah. Get one of those pieces of fruit that I put out the front for the kids.
Literally. She
Have
has
this
some
mandarin,
treats.
shut up.
No, sometimes she'll get like a bag of lollies from like the Coles, you know, the scoop lollies.
Oh, yeah.
And then she'll just walk around with that. But the whole time she wants to leave and I'm like, I'm having the best time of my
Yeah,
life.
I love
grocery
That's how
shopping.
I know what I want to eat for dinner.
Yeah, because you just see
I just
stuff
go
in the
and I
grocery
just
store.
snake around and just
Mm.
get around. have
Making
what I
me
want.
want to have pasta for dinner tonight.
No one said pasta.
Do you have pasta?
Snaking around.
Or do you have
No, I
pancakes?
don't.
Like a bit of
Literally
fettuccine.
after we finish filming tonight, I'm going to Click and Collect my
Fuck
groceries.
yeah,
I'm
I
so
love that.
excited. I booked it in. You can book it in the time, and then you
Yeah.
just show up and then just do it. Like
Yeah.
what? That's so cool.
It's very convenient, especially for working mums and
yeah.
single parents.
It just
and
made me
busy
feel
people.
so adult. I was like, is this literally what being an adult feels like? Because
Mm.
I'm so excited to just pull up, drive off.
Pull up, pull up.
I went on a bit of a rant the other day with my sister. I was like, you know what? I fucking hate having self-serve checkouts. I literally hate having self-serve checkouts because you know what? The people that work there are getting paid the same amount of money to stand there while I have to scan all my groceries. I'm not getting paid. Why am I working?
We
Like,
should get
I
a
should be
discount.
going there, put my basket on.
I thought you were
That sounds very princess of me.
I thought you were going
But-
to say like what old people say, how they always say, oh, you know, you're going to be out of jobs. They always
Well, they're
complain
not
about
because they got
self-serve.
to click and collect for everyone.
They
now.
do.
They've got to go around and do the actual shopping,
Yeah.
which is a bit more exhausting than the scanning. But
Yeah.
I enjoy doing the walking and then waiting there and then watching the number go up and trying to guess when it's going to stop, rather than having to like. I can see it. It's no fun. That's like
Then why don't you just go to the checkout line?
because they have one person in there and they've got Terry, Bob, and James standing there with a whole bowl of trolley.
True.
Bowl of trolley.
Bowl of
A whole fucking trolley. And I've got my basket and it's just.
You feel rude not going to self-serve.
Yeah, it's
Now,
like,
it's
now
like
I'm
conditioned,
inconvenient
yeah.
for giving you my shopping because
Yeah.
I don't want to have to scan it. and
I
do it
even, I
myself.
feel inconvenient asking anyone at their job for anything. I hate
Yeah.
it. I'm always like, excuse me.
She was saying today that she used to feel bad for going through the drive-through bottle-o.
Yeah.
Why?
I used to hate it. I mean, I've only started doing it because there's one
As in
right where I
pulling
live.
up and saying, can I have something?
Yeah, like a normal drive-through like Macca's is fine because
They
I
don't
feel
have
like
to walk
I'm at a
anywhere.
window and it's fine and they're
Yeah.
just like there and it's just programmed in my brain. But like the bottle-o drive-throughs, make me feel like a lazy bitch because they have to walk around
Go get it.
and go and get it for me, and they walk up to my window, they bring me the FPOS machine, like it just
Yeah,
feels
it's like
a lot
a
of
live
extra.
click and collect.
Yeah, it feels like a lot of
It's
extra
fucking
effort.
awesome.
I always feel really bad, but I've only just started doing it, and the ones near the place that I live now, they're all really nice, so.
And
I
they
don't
don't ask for ID.
No. Well,
Get our
I'm
wallet.
overage anyway, but I never carry my wallet with me.
I hate when I go somewhere and fucking someone asks me for ID. I'm like, that's pretty nice. Like, I'm flattered, but are you
Thanks.
fucking kidding me? Because now that you've asked that, and I don't have my wallet on me because I never have it on me.
Yeah.
Now I know you can't serve me because I don't have my ID, and I'm like, I'm literally so old. Like,
I literally
please give me my
always
alcohol.
have my ID on me. I don't know how you guys go out and do things
You
without
always
a wallet.
carry your handbag. I never
Yeah.
carry anything.
Neither.
I've always just got my phone.
And ever since they added cards to phones, I just
yeah, same. And
Tap and
Queensland's
go.
the only state that doesn't have digital IDs.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Weird.
Wow,
Fucking
people have that.
losers. Yeah, New South Wales has it.
They do, yeah.
I think
I've
Adelaide
seen
has
them.
it too. I'm pretty sure WA has it.
Why
WA
are we
is
so
their own
behind?
fucking country. Queensland's so far behind with everything.
They've got a few people to catch up on because everyone moved to Queensland
Yeah,
after
yeah.
COVID.
Yeah, honestly.
They're like, you want to move to Queensland?
I get it.
No
though, because
digital
as
IDs.
As
Yeah,
a,
and no rabbits either.
yeah.
We're not allowed rabbits in Queensland.
As a veteran Queenslander, and we won the Origin, by the way.
Yeah, the Maroons!
Wait.
Yeah,
mate.
we did.
When was
And
it
if
on?
we win the
We
third
won.
game,
I mean, game 1 we won. Game 2 we won. Now
boys
game 3
and
is
girls,
just
both the girls,
Oh.
the NFLW is NFWL, NRWL.
NRLW.
No,
No.
it's NRWL. That's what it is.
National Women's Rugby League. Yeah. Is that what it is?
It's WL. It's not NRLW. It's not that. I swear.
How about I Google
But isn't
it?
it like
I
If you're
think
listening
it's-
from another country, you would have no fucking clue what we're talking
we're
about.
talking about the football
the
league.
women's NRL?
But it's like being streamed at like prime time.
NRWL.
Yeah, NRWL. Yeah.
No, that
Because you know
that says a team of highly skilled and talented engineers.
The fact that it's NRLW.
well, that's what I thought, but it's not.
NRL. NRLW.
NRLW, National Women's Rugby League. Okay.
Okay.
Well, then it would be NWRL, but it says NRLW. Anyway, we won.
the girls.
Good on
The
you,
girls
girls.
won.
Good on you, girls. The
Apparently,
Queensland girls.
if the Maroons win third game, it'll be the first like clean sweep in 10 years.
Wow.
Huge. So as I was saying, as
You're
a
a big
veteran
footy fan.
Queenslander, I'm a little bit.
Only at Origin
Only
time.
at
She just
Origin
like
time.
comes out and she's like, we have to watch the Origin. And I'm like, who's the captain? She's like, I have no fucking idea, but we have to watch it. Like,
It's just like it's just been in my blood my whole life. We always watch the
It's
Origin.
so funny. I actually explained the origin to Bianca the other day because I said, so it's kind of like, I guess, the Super Bowl. And I was like, but wait, it's not, because it's not like the two final teams playing.
it's just the
It's like a collection of all the players in the
Yeah,
states.
the best of the best.
That's what we were explaining to Catherine the other, because we went to Catherine's house to
Yeah.
watch it, and she was like, what the fuck
And
is
not
this?
that the team's
Mm.
different at every game. Like you have to be selected for each game to
Yeah.
play,
Which is
like,
cool.
It's I think it's so fucking sick.
It is pretty cool.
And
Yeah.
Catherine was saying how she was watching it, and then halfway through the game, she was like, they're not wearing any gear.
Everyone says that about
Because-
Australian sports.
And then they show clips of Australian football players to the gridiron players in
Mm.
America and call them like pussies because they're like covered head to toe in this gear and they run at each other and like hardly make any
Literally.
impact, and these NRL guys are just fucking
smashing,
slinging
flipping
themselves
around,
around.
punching each other in the head, tackling each other,
Pulling
with no
their hair,
safety
like,
gear on.
Yeah.
Honestly, like, I respect them
Honestly,
as athletes
they got legs
to an extent,
As athletes, yeah.
but I would not
Emily's
want
got
my
her own stories.
I would not want my child like to play rugby league. I just
Yeah.
think
Or
it's
play
too-
with rugby league players.
no,
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't want that for myself.
no.
I used to want to be a Broncos wag so bad.
Of course you did.
My whole family was like, you're going to date a Broncos player. You're going to date a Broncos player. Didn't work out.
I just feel
But
like
it
you
was
always
no
hear
surprise.
bad stories. Like
Yeah.
They're just boys. They're just boys, and I'm not going to say
egos.
anything because I don't want to get sued. But they're just big boys with a lot of ego.
I just feel like every girl I've ever known who has like hooked up with one at a club or like gotten with one or something, it's always a nasty story.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Yeah.
Nasty.
I mean, I'm sure there's ones that have great relationships with their partners, but
Yeah.
Speaking of nasty, today's topic.
That was such a bad.
good segue.
That was such a bad.
Speaking of nasty.
We're going to tell you our coming out story. Good job. Just
Nice.
leave that up to Zoe. That's why you can do that. No, because Zoe finds a good sentence. She goes, while we're on that topic, boom.
Yeah,
Dive
I
into
into
it.
it.
While we're talking about footy players, let's talk about coming out as lesbians.
Yeah.
Like,
And calling it nasty. Yeah, we do want to talk about our coming out stories. On this episode because we realized that the three of us haven't really like spoken about it. We've told little bits of it, but it is such a big thing.
nothing extreme.
Yeah.
And we've been asked
Mm.
via
Mm.
Instagram DMs and stuff to talk about it because I feel like we're running a podcast that we heavily mentioned the LGBT community.
Yeah.
I think it's like
people want to know.
people want to know.
So
I mean, well,
Who wants to go
I'll
first?
just first,
You
I
go
guess.
Should we scissors paper rock?
Okay, ready? How do you do this?
Oh,
I do
rock, paper,
scissors-
scissors, shoot?
I'm a
No.
scissors paper
Paper,
rock.
rock.
No, it's
Same.
rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
That's what the
I did learn it in Spanish today, but I can't remember. That would have been so much fun. Damn it, I'm learning Spanish,
pretty
guys,
sure
and
I-
I'm doing really well.
I'm pretty sure I learned how to do it in Japanese when I was younger, but
How about we do it in English today? For the viewers.
Okay, ready?
it's rock,
Scissors.
paper,
No,
rock.
it's 2 against 1. Scissors, paper, rock. Okay, you have to go first.
Oh.
Oh,
This is
wait.
the countdown.
We'll go.
We'll go back to
Yeah.
You're last.
Scissors, paper, rock. Scissors, paper, rock.
Oh, I knew you were going to do paper. Fuck. Okay. Oh, we're going down the line.
All right, so I'll go first. My coming out story.
So what I said at the beginning.
Go, Zoe.
I wasn't prepared. So
I've never heard that come out of your mouth.
Yeah, you're
I'm
always
never
prepared.
I don't even know. I'm just trying to think because it's like it is such a long journey. But I guess the first time I ever realized that is like the first conscious memory is I remember being at acting school, and acting school is like where your whole personality and everything about you is like put on display, like probably like dance school where it's like it literally is so intense. Like you have to show all your emotions and like talk about all your deepest, darkest stuff in the form of poem and Shakespeare. And it's like really kind of weird and intense, but it kind of made me realize in that probably it was like therapeutic in a way. And then I started to realize because there was a girl there who was gay and she was very confidently out. And I was just like, it just something clicked and I was like, I think I either want to be like her or get with her, which I ended up
How old were
doing. I was 19 or 20.
Late bloomer.
Yeah, I know. I think I was 19 or 20. I actually can't remember. But yeah, it literally something just clicked. And I told my brother, because he was already out, he'd been out for like a few years. And he was just like, finally, I've been waiting for this.
Belly, sorry.
You okay?
Yeah.
Oh, no. She's literally growing a human.
You're like,
I'm
I'm
cramps.
cramps.
From all the red wine.
Keep going.
Yeah, anyway, and then it was like a very sudden realization. And maybe because I was a little bit older, I just felt confident about it and I was able to like tell people around me, but I only told people at acting school. I didn't tell any of my actual close friends. It was like I was living in this like secret little bubble. And 2 other people at the acting school, these 2 guys also came out there as well. And it just felt like no one in our real life knew. And then I had like a big falling out with this girl because she had way more feelings for me. And I was like, I literally just realized that I'm gay. Like I don't want a relationship.
Yeah.
Hold
your horses.
your horses. Yeah.
Mm.
She wanted to just be in a relationship. And I was like, no thanks. I'm not ready yet.
That was so the way back then.
Yeah, but it really scared me back into just dating guys because I was like just so afraid. I was like, no, I can't. I'm not ready to like face that part of me. So then I dated a guy for like not even long, maybe like 6 months, and he was just such a like alpha male, like just
Not the kind of guy you
meathead.
normally.
Yeah, he was such like a meathead. Like he was like super into gym and just really like I don't know what I was doing. It's like I literally
Not your kind of guy.
Yeah.
If you were to ever be with a guy, not the kind of guy that I would imagine
yeah. Oh, every other guy I've been with has been an absolute dweeb, like a lanky, nerdy dweeb. But for some reason, after I
love
realized
that
I was
word.
gay, I went back and dated like this super macho, like just literally the like worst of the worst that I can think of in terms of like a type of guy that I wouldn't want to date. And we ended up breaking up like pretty soon because we were at a club one night and he wanted to go home and I didn't, and he like pegged a cup at the wall because he was so angry, and I was like, ooh, that is disgusting behavior.
Nasty.
Immediately got the ick.
The
Yeah.
segue was right.
It is
Nasty.
nasty. Immediately got the ick and was like, yuck, no. And then that's when I was like, no, I need to like face what I've just realized about myself, and started like talking to girls and stuff. And then I was pretty lucky that I knew my family would be supportive, like my whole family would be, because I'd seen my brother go through it as well.
Yeah.
And I had an uncle who was gay, so I just knew that I knew how my family would be. So I told my mum, told my dad, told my grandma. And then it just was like, it just felt like my life changed like overnight. Like as soon as I told everybody and then told my friends, it was like, okay, cool, this is who I am now.
Wow.
And I thought that's what it was like until I started to meet other gay people and hear stories. And when people would say they're like really bad situations, I was like, holy shit, like I was so lucky.
Yeah.
It was such a quick transition.
Yeah. I feel like I was really lucky too.
Really?
Like I hear so many stories, and like I think being in the dance community and being like having a lot of gay guys around me, like I feel like I know more gay guys with more traumatic stories because I feel like it's less accepted than when a girl, like I don't know, people take it way more seriously when a guy is when he's like, I'm gay.
100%. People are a lot more meaner to boys.
Yeah.
From my experience as
From
well.
what I've heard too.
Yeah. I think with like my coming out, I was like best friends with a girl who, so we lived with the boy that I was dating at the time, and she moved in and she was dating girls, and I used to like kiss my friends at parties like normal girls do when they're 14, I guess. Like, I don't know, it was like a normal thing for girls to do, but I was never like, oh, I think I like this. But like being with
You're 14?
when I was like starting to like kiss other girls and stuff.
Okay,
but then when I started to realize things, I was 16. So I was pretty young still. But like my aunties were gay, like on my mum's side and my stepdad's side. My whole family comes from a theatre background, like singing, acting, dancing. So like being gay wasn't like a new thing in my life. And then being a dancer, being around so many gay people forever. So it wasn't like, when I started realizing it, I was like, oh, okay, like maybe I could be. Like it wasn't like, oh my God, I think I could be with a girl, all this stuff. And then, so this girl that I was best friends with, she was just going through people that she knew in the lesbian community being like, is this your type? Is this your type? Is this your type? Is this your type? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I honestly have no idea. And then I remember I slept with a girl. She kind of like set it up, slept with a girl, and I was like, okay, I can do this. Like, I'm not going to be someone who sits there and goes like,
Your first time with a girl
like,
was set up?
Yeah.
Like a blind date.
No, I wouldn't really call it that. It was pretty gross.
Like, really?
Yeah. I mean, my best friend and her girlfriend, we were like all on her bed, and she was like sleeping with her partner there, and I was like sleeping with this girl here.
In the same bed?
Yeah.
Whoa.
But we weren't like
so
going
funny.
together.
Yeah.
And then the girl who I was sleeping with, her girlfriend came, and I didn't know she had a girlfriend, and it was yeah.
Wow.
And so me and this girl hated each other for ages. Anyway, different story, stay on path. And then after that, I was like, okay, like I didn't want to fuck around with that. I was like, okay, but at least I knew now, like I can like girls. And then I started talking to this girl who lives like 4 hours north, who used to come down to Brisbane a lot. So I'd like seen her face around and stuff like that just from like Instagram. And I started talking to her, and then...
So this is when you were like 16?
I was 16. And
Had you told your family?
No, so when I started talking to this girl, I remember I moved out of that house with that boyfriend, and I moved into a house I was doing full-time dance. So I moved into the dance accommodation house. So there was like 6 of us all living there that did the full-time course. And I remember just being like, oh my God, like I think I like girls. Mind you, I had already shaved the side of my head. Like I didn't know that I liked girls, but I was like full.
But I'd already shaved
I
the
was
side of my head.
subconsciously, my insides were trying to come on the outside, being like,
Yeah.
girl, you're gay. And then I started like talking to this girl. I remember calling my mum, and I called her and I was like, I have to tell you something, but I want to do it in person. And she freaks out. Like she freaked the fuck out. She's like, you have an STD, you're pregnant, like you've done something really fucking bad. And I was like, no, I'll just tell you when you get to my house, like being all dramatic like I am. She like comes to my house and I was like, I think I like girls. And she's like, you wasted my time. Like this is fine. Like you don't need to like make a big deal out of it.
That's amazing.
And then I said to her, can you tell everyone? Because I just didn't want to be, like, my whole family is Catholic, but not like really religious. But they're all Catholic. So it's like, some of them are like, oh yeah, it's okay, but it's like not their favorite thing in the world. I think the worst part of me coming out was my best friend from growing up in school. She and like a few of her friends that she was friends with, they made a Facebook status about me and they were like, well, she's been through all of the guys, so now she's got to go with the girls, and like made this big thing about me, and people were like posting about me, like bullying me, but I was kind of just like, whatever, like I know that that's not true, but at the time I was like, wow, that's so mean. But other than that, like I don't really think that my initial coming out was like bad at all. Like I think I'm pretty lucky, but I think it's because my family came from like a background where that we were in touch with a lot of gay people.
Yeah.
Wow, you guys had it so good.
Yeah, yours wasn't as easy, was it?
No, not at all. Like, not with my parents. Like, I mean, okay, so when I came out, I already had a girlfriend before I even registered the fact that I was that it was gay, because it was just never spoken about. Like, my mum always had gay friends. Like, my mum was always infatuated with gay men. I feel like her personality is such like a flamboyant gay man that she had so many friends the same. So like I always, gay to me was just men. Like I never realized.
Yeah, when I was younger,
a
the
thing.
same. I totally see that.
Yeah, it was never like, I never registered that like being gay was also both genders, any gender, but like more than just men. And anyway, I liked this girl. We started dating. I was 14. And I was in the Macca's drive-thru with my dad. He picked me up. He was taking me to dance, and I was arguing with my friend. We were texting, and he was like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm arguing with my friend. Like we both like the same person." And he was like, "Fuck's sake, Jordan, I'm sick of it. Like enough boyfriends. Like I'm sick of you just having boyfriends all the time." And I was like, "It's a girl." And he. Like just like that, just like that. And the rest of the drive-thru was quiet. He didn't say anything, and I hadn't even registered what I'd done at the time. And he, being the amazing, gentle human that he is, was just like, okay. He's like, thank you for telling me. And I was like, what? Telling you what? And he was like, no, your auntie told me that when you were 2 years old, we thought you were going to be a lesbian. And I was like, wait, what? And then I was like, oh my God. I just told my dad that I have a girlfriend. I was like, oh my God, this is what I'm doing. And then he was like, are you going to tell your mum? And I was like, do I have to tell my mum? And he was like, yes. And we were actually going on a family holiday like 3 days after this. We were going to Thailand. And I came out to my mum and she was not the same, which is crazy now because my mum is a fucking ally. Like my mum is the biggest. My mum would wear a rainbow flag cape and run around if I asked her to. And yeah, she was just not the same. I think she really threw it in my face thinking that it was just going to be a phase. Like that was the attitude that she had. Admittedly, I was 14 and I almost started to believe her at one point, being like, maybe it is just a phase. Like, I don't know. Like I'm fucking 14. Like, my life's fucking crazy right now. And And we went away on this holiday. My mum and I didn't talk for the whole 2 weeks, the whole time.
What? That's crazy.
And which is so weird now because you guys know.
Yeah, I'm like
Yeah.
thinking about your mum, and I'm like,
What was she
she's
being
been like the communal
just
mum for
really
everyone.
like cold towards me, but I was a fucking bitch too. Like I remember the kind of person that I was when I was a teenager, and I would have definitely not made it easy for her to like want to talk to me. And I spent a lot of time that holiday in the hotel room, just like not like having any family time because I just didn't want to be around them. I was just like, they all fucking hate me. Like, this is so shit. And then on the plane ride back home, Dad like came down to me and was like, I need you to go talk to your mum. Like, she's really upset. And so we then spent like the rest of the plane trip like talking, and she was crying, and she was just like telling me that she loves me and all this stuff, which was beautiful. And then it kind of, me and that girl broke up, and then I started dating this other girl. We were on and off for like 3 years. And within that time, my parents had told both their families, because at that point in our lives, we were still like having family events and seeing each other and going to dinners and stuff. And that soon changed when they all found out. My dad's family basically just completely cut us off, all of us, every single one of us. My dad still made effort for his dad, but his dad didn't really want a bar of me either. He loved me because I was his grandchild, but he didn't love me because of who I was. So it was like, that was kind of like the whole family vibe. They all loved me. They all were like, we love Geordie, we love her, but we don't support her and her life and what she's choosing to do. And then my mum's family was a lot more brutal, like a lot more. Dad's family was just like, ugh, but mum's family was like, like they hate me.
Pitchforks.
Still.
Yeah, hate me, especially my mum's mum. Not to hate on her, but also if the shoe fits, fucking wear it. Yeah, so she was like the nastiest person I've ever met in my life, and she's like scarred me to death. I like can't even hear people talk about like loving their grandparents because I'm like,
I remember we
can't
talked
relate.
about this once.
Yeah, can't relate. Yeah, she basically said to my mum, like, yelled at her, was like, you're a bad parent, like, da-da-da-da-da, like, it's me and the family or Jordan. So basically made my mum pick between her mum and me, and lovingly and supportingly as my parents are, my mum was like, fuck you, like, I've got my daughter's back, like, no matter what. And it went up and down over the years, and my mum was in hospital. We spent like a lot of time seeing her mum, and she would come there and she would just ignore me. And she would just treat me like shit, but she would love up on my sister, like loves my sister.
Which is crazy
What?
because
Loves
your sister's
my-
married to
My
a woman.
sister's also gay. My parents hit the fucking jackpot, but
Saying we got two as well.
my mum's mum loves my sister, but just
Even,
hates
like,
me because I was the one that tore the family apart. I was the one that did this because my sister came out after me, and everything had already fallen apart because of me. She just played favourites our whole life. She always just loved my sister more because she was the firstborn. But even still to this day, my sister's married with a baby to a female, and she sees her all the time. Yeah, I went off at her one day after when my mum was in hospital because I was so sick of her just treating me like shit. And I went off at her via email, and I went off at her.
Can we just... You emailed your grandma.
Yeah, off
Beef.
my mum's email.
Hey grandma, it's Jordan.
Hope this email finds you not well.
Not kind regards.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I went off at her, and I just like ended up sending this paragraph that was all about like from everything that fucking bitch had done to us since I was a kid up until that day. And I just let her have it, and I'm pretty sure I put like a rainbow flag emoji or like said something really fucking like gay at the end. I was like, wow, you know what, I'm gonna lick some pussy or something, like brutal shit.
Whoa.
And yeah, still to this day, she like doesn't speak to me. She didn't come to my sister's baby shower because I was there, and yeah. So yeah, I tore the
That's
family
crazy.
apart apparently. Yeah, my
crazy.
granddad on my dad's side, before he passed, he wanted to come to my wedding. He wanted to so badly when I got married. Weird. He wanted to, and then in the morning he couldn't. Which I respected because you can't force people to change their beliefs. You can't force people to be okay with things, and that is something that I've obviously learned over time. I was never ever gonna beg anyone to like want to accept me for me, but I obviously wanted to because they were my family. But like when my dad told me that my granddad wasn't coming to the wedding, he said that he was like, oh, he put his back out and da-da-da. But like I knew, I was like, he just can't do it and that's okay. And I was like, he's like 75 years old, like all he's ever known and believed in until his grandchild has tried to make him feel a different way. Like it's been a no. Like it's
And
always been.
Wait, who was the
conditioned
grandparent
to.
at your wedding who was sitting in like the house? There was like, oh my God,
At my wedding.
at your wedding.
Sitting
And
in the
I
house.
remember Jess and Leah
No,
went
that was my sister's
at
wedding.
your sister's
That was
wedding.
my granddad.
Oh, okay. Because that was really intense. Because I remember they went in there and all these lesbians just fucking went in
Flocked
there.
towards him. I know.
And
the
he was
poor
sitting
man.
in this big chair and there was all these lesbians and like our friends are not quiet.
Yeah.
And they were just like going on. And I'm pretty sure Jess Hallett started getting into a conversation with him about lesbians and religion and stuff. And I was like, this man is like
my God.
old and in his ways. Like, we need to let him
Just
be.
let him be. And I loved him regardless.
Yeah.
I was just like, it's fine. Like, you don't have to accept that part of
I
me.
literally remember the room. I remember his big chair.
Yeah,
He was
it
he
was
looked
so-
so grand.
Yeah,
Like,
he was a
oh my
cool.
God.
Yeah. So, I mean, my coming out was definitely, like, rough, but my parents are, like, the most supportive fucking
Yeah.
people in the world. Like, they could not be more obsessed with me and my sister and the fact that we're both gay.
And all of
It's-
the friends that come
And
along
they
with it.
have piled in, they have taken in people off the street. They have housed people when my sister and I
wonder-
didn't live there. Like, all our partners, I think 3 of my ex-partners have lived in our family home. Like, several of my sisters, like, they are the biggest advocates for you just who you are. And coming from that is so crazy to me. And, like, I mean, it definitely sucks when I think about it, the fact that, like, who I am has torn that away from them. Like, that affects me, how it makes my parents feel. And every time it gets brought up, I hear the break in the throat when they both talk about it, because they're the people, they're them to me. Like, you know what I mean?
Parents.
Yeah, so I mean, to them, they had to choose, they had to make a choice, and that was going to be lifelong, and they chose me, thank God. But like, it could have gone a totally different way. I could be in a very different life right now.
Mhm.
Like,
That's what I think.
crazy.
If my parents stayed together, I think that if my dad was my dad, my dad is my dad, but if he was like my father,
Yeah.
that I don't think that I probably would have ever experienced the freedom that I have with my mum and my stepdad now. Because he's much more, so he has another 3 kids who are my sister and younger age. And when I rang my dad and I told him, because I don't speak to him at all, but I was like, I think I should probably tell him. It's like one of those things that you just like, it's probably better coming from my mouth than anyone else's. So I remember I called him up and I was like, oh, I just want to like tell you that I'm gay. And he like didn't say anything on the phone. And I was like, I knew this was going to be weird. And then he just goes, well, 1 out of 6 ain't bad. I was like, what? 1 out of 5 ain't bad. And I was like, positively or
Yeah.
negatively? Like,
Yeah.
are you, like, and then I was like, okay, that's cool. Like,
Good to chat.
but he said,
Love that.
but I don't want to meet anyone if you haven't been dating them for more than a year. And I was like, okay. But I mean, I don't even see you once a year, so I'm like, it's honestly, it's fine.
How crazy. When you came out, did you think that you were like, because I know for me personally, I went headfirst into I'm a lesbian.
Yeah,
I'm
me
a
too.
lesbian, I'm a lesbian,
I
I'm a lesbian.
am a fucking
Yeah.
leso.
And then after my first long-term girlfriend and I broke up, I went fully opposite and I started dating a boy because I was deflecting. I was like, actually, no, I hate being gay.
Same. I hated it, and I hated that word.
Hated
I
being a
hated
lesbian,
word
hated the
lesbian.
idea of being gay.
But it
went
was
dating
like
the boy.
self-hate. I hated
Yeah.
it because I was like, I don't want to be that, because
Yeah.
I've heard this word be used so negatively my whole life. I don't want to be that, and I never wanted to say it.
Yeah. I was always like, yeah, I'm a lesbian. And then because I think I tried to reassure myself all the time by just saying, it's easier for me to just say that I'm gay because I only date women. And that was how it was for me for almost 10 years.
Yeah.
I only exclusively dated women. I didn't go between or anything like that. So I was like, oh, maybe I am gay. But then when I stopped dating a girl, that was when it got really confusing to me, because for 10 years I was like, I'm gay. gay.
Yeah.
And then I was like, what if I've literally just been saying I'm gay and I've missed out on opportunities to explore with anyone else in the world because I've been like,
You've conditioned yourself.
I'm gay and I'm too scared to be like, oh, I'm not gay anymore.
You know, this is
Like-
would be a whole different topic that would go on another time, but
Yeah.
this is why I hate labels.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we label ourselves to death.
Yeah.
And then when we try to change our mind, we get nervous because we're like, well, I've already told the world that
Yeah.
I'm this in such an aggressive way.
The idea.
I don't want to...
The idea of being like, hypothetically speaking, I'm single right now. Hypothetically speaking, I could meet a man, right? I could meet a man that I fall madly in love with and I'm like, he is it. I would be more anxious about dropping that
Yeah.
to my social media and to my world and my friends
Yeah.
Yeah.
than I would be about being like, oh, I met someone new. Like,
When
the
I-
idea of being with a boy and telling people about it gives me anxiety.
That's
Not
why
because I
labels are
don't find
fucked,
men
because-
attractive. I definitely am 100% comfortable saying that I'm bisexual. But like, if I have to label myself, but like the idea of being with a guy and telling people about it, I'm like, oh my God.
And we're afraid because we're afraid of the people that we tell who have already made their decision about us and accepted us for who we are to them.
Yeah.
We then have to change that, which is why, I just like...
You have to
When
come out again
when I
and
started
again and
dating
again.
when I started dating my ex-boyfriend, I was so scared.
It was a topic of conversation around the whole group when you got a boyfriend.
Literally, when
No one
I
was
got a
even friends
boyfriend,
with you then.
it was, and because I wasn't friends with everyone, that's why I was like, okay, I'm just gonna softly just like push this out because I didn't feel the need to like tell people like, hey, I have a boyfriend. Like, I remember seeing some of our friends at the grocery store when I'd moved in with him and I hadn't seen them in years. And I was there and they were like, oh, like, what are you doing in this area? And I was like, I'm at my boyfriend's house. And I was like, oh my God, like, I felt like I was coming out all over again.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I was like, oh, it's not weird. And like, I'm not like crazy on labels anymore, like I was when I was younger. And like, we were having a discussion the other day that once you come out, and I think this is, if you're someone who like wants to come out, this is something like that you need to like prepare yourself for, is that you never just have one coming out story. Like you literally come out to every new person that you ever meet in the for the rest of your life.
New job, new everything. Even when you walk into a room full of people and you're holding hands with your partner of the
Everyone
same
will
gender,
stare at you.
everyone
Literally
notices.
last night with my wife, and I'm pregnant, we went to look at a stroller that we saw on Facebook Marketplace. And when we got there, they were a straight couple. She was pregnant as well. And she saw me and she's like, oh, how far along are you? She was lovely. And we were just talking about pregnancy. And then she was like, I saw her realize that it was our baby. She was like, oh, because the way we were talking, she kind of like looked at us. And then you just always think in that moment, what is their reaction going to be? And then she goes, oh my God, that's so cool. Like, how did you guys do it? Did you do IVF? And I said, oh no, we had a private donor. And then she goes, oh cool. She goes, me and my husband did IVF. Like, how many times did it take for you? And I said, oh, it took us 4 goes. And she said, oh yeah, with my first it took 3. And then we just had the best conversation. And then we talked about the stroller.
But you never know how
You
someone's going to
never
react.
know. I
And
didn't
it's like
know.
fear for like those 5 seconds of like, I used to kind of try and, if I was by myself and I was like with, like, if I like had a girlfriend at the time, I remember when I was working in a jewelry store, I served a lot of older women and like I would spend maybe like 20 minutes with them and they would be like, oh my God, your boyfriend's so lucky to have you. Like, you're such a beautiful girl. And I would like stand there and I'd be like, they are.
Yeah,
like,
I
would
would
just,
never go
I was
into
like
it.
this because I was like, I'm not gonna then be like, oh, I actually have a girlfriend and like have to say that and then them just be like, oh, like that's what I was always scared of, like and you hear so many things
With
like,
people that aren't going to cross your path again, if anyone like misgenders, if I was with someone, they misgendered my partner being a boyfriend or a girlfriend and they did it wrong, I'd just be like, I'm just going to go with that.
just
Just
go
go
with
with
it.
it.
I definitely just agree with it sometimes. When
Yeah.
people at work see my ring and they say husband, depending on the customer, like I literally have to profile them. Like I look at them and think, I wonder if I correct you and say wife, what you'll say.
do
Yeah.
they have rainbow socks on?
Yeah.
Is there like a rainbow flag on there?
You just,
Yeah. Isn't
But,
like crazy?
Yeah, and I think like the same thing going with like gendering and sexual orientation and all of that stuff, like the assumptions that people just make like off the bat.
Yeah.
Like the person I'm seeing identifies as non-binary.
Mm-hmm.
And like the amount of people who say to me, like when I'm like talking about them, which is like 24/7, and half the people are like girlfriend and half the people are like boyfriend, and I'm like, that's why I just say my partner.
Yeah.
But then someone will always like make an assumption, and then I get frustrated because I'm like, I'm saying my partner. Can you not just refer to them as like them?
What I'm saying.
Yeah, like I'm saying my partner, and like I don't really care about this conversation that much, but like in terms of like who I'm talking to, so I don't feel like I need to correct them, but then in my heart I get angry because I'm just like, I just wish people wouldn't just like assume like some of the people at my dancing who have only known me to have a boyfriend always assume like boyfriend, and I'm like, that, which is so weird to me.
That's
but they
weird to me
only
that you have a group of people who
that
only know me as a straight woman.
Yeah,
What?
like
That's
when I broke up with my boyfriend being at Dynamite, and then like a few weeks later I was like back to my normal self, and they were like, oh, so like you're gonna start like going on dates and stuff, and I was like, well, I actually dated girls for 10 years. They were like, what's your type? And I was like, yeah, I only dated girls for 10 years before this man. And they were all like, what the hell? And I guess because like I look the way that I do, and like I have nails, and like I'm very feminine, people kind of always tend to like assume that like I'm straight or that I like date men and stuff. And like one thing that and I know you would always get this as well, is like the really stereotypical answers of like, you're too pretty to be gay, or like, I would never have expected you to be a lesbian, or like, you just haven't had the right dick. Like, the amount of times that I have heard that, I could write a fucking book. When I go to work, and I like am hanging out with a customer, and like I'll talk to them about like being accepting of like LGBT and stuff, and I'm like, oh yeah, like I would, if I'm going to label myself to someone who looks a little bit close-minded, I'll say I'm bisexual. And they'll be like, oh, that's because you haven't had the right dick. And I'm like,
that does.
You're lucky you're paying me, cunt. If you ever come into my work, it's a big act. It's a big old act.
It's a big old act. I wanted to also show you guys some of these random questions that we got today.
Okay.
Okay, so one of them, I wanted to start on something light, but this is the first one that I saw. Do we think that our friendship is going to change when you have a baby?
I mean, my whole life's going to change.
Yeah. I think it would be stupid of us to be like, no.
Why?
Like, I don't think
our friendship,
the foundation of our friendship won't change. I think if anything, it'll become more.
Yeah.
And like, there'll be more layers to our friendship. Will we be able to see you on a regular basis? Maybe not.
You might just have to come to me for the podcast.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Road trip.
Yeah, we literally live half an hour apart.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm going to be able to drink wine again. So.
And I'm sober now. I'm
really?
Completely
Okay.
sober.
Yeah, fully.
Nothing.
Amazing.
I'm like
No
done
vaping,
drinking.
no
vaping.
Oh my god, no vaping?
No vaping, no drinking, no drugs. I'm like stone cold sober. I might have a little here and there.
Yeah.
But I got drunk the other night, and
we all do.
I had a big like spiritual thing, I guess, like with myself over the next 2 days, and I don't like who I am when I'm drinking, and
amazing.
I'm done. I've drunken so much alcohol in the last 4 years that I'm good.
But also, just back to like talking about labels, this is another thing with labels that I don't like, is when like a scenario like this, someone says, oh, I'm sober now, I'm doing this, and then like you'll have a wine on your story and someone will be like, I thought you were sober. Shut the fuck up.
Literally
shut the
up.
fuck up.
If you do see me drinking on my story, don't say anything. Because I'm going to have the guilt the next day anyway.
But you shouldn't though. Like,
I'm doing it
It's
for
about
my mental health.
It's about controlling how much you drink as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not saying I'm never, ever, ever going to have a drink again, but I'm choosing in my mind to be sober.
yeah.
And that will stop me from being like, yeah, let's have a casual drink, because we all know
What that turns
me,
into.
casual drink doesn't exist. So I've made that decision.
That's cool.
I
I mean, I don't get like crazy lit anyway. I'm just excited to just like
the fact that you
over
can't.
the future, you know?
Yeah.
Like, that's not immediately, but just even like us having
honestly,
wine with
there's
dinner
nothing
together.
better than just sitting in the lounge room with your girls, having a wine, having a chat. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
That's my shit.
Yeah.
That is my shit.
And we'll all just have time to hold the baby.
Yeah.
And like,
Plus, I'm so lucky that Bianca's like, I said to her tonight, do you want to come? And she's like, No, I feel like you're going to work. Like, I really want to hang out with them if you guys were just hanging out, but like, if you're podcasting, what am I gonna do? I was like, yeah, true.
Sit there and watch.
Yeah, she was like, I feel like it's a job, and she's so supportive that if I've said, hey, on Wednesday night the girls coming over filming, she's like, sweet, I got the baby, like it'll be fine.
I
It'll
love
be
her so
more
much.
fun.
She's just the best.
I love B.
Same. This is one that kind of falls back into what we were saying before. You don't seem like a real lesbian. Could you end up with a guy?
Jesus.
A real lesbian.
What's a real lesbian?
Paint a picture for us. You need to play that music.
Yeah, like
Like,
do it. Tell me. I would dare that person to my face to tell me, what does a lesbian look like to you?
Yeah.
sorry that I don't have a fucking rainbow flag tattooed across my forehead.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah.
Legit.
It's just a super offensive thing to say.
It is actually.
so
It's such a
offensive.
stereotype.
Imagine going up to a straight man and being like, you look gay.
Yeah, you don't
They
look like
would be like
they would G up.
offended. Their ego would
Mm.
all the way down. Like,
Which is
not that,
also rude.
not that that's even
It's
wrong.
not an
Yeah.
awful
They
thing,
would then take
but-
offense to it.
absolutely. And I can guarantee you it's a cis straight male who sent you that because he wants
Yeah.
to smash.
Probably someone that's subscribed.
Period.
Oh my
Thanks
god.
for the
I don't know if I
subscription,
would. Ooh.
No, don't go into that.
No. Okay. Yeah. Alright. You know what? Let's leave it on a high note.
Do you not have any more? They're all
I
bad.
do, but I think I'm gonna leave them. now
They're
that I'm
mostly
going back.
about like her and her marriage and stuff.
Oh,
People
like
just
that.
want to know all these things.
Just go watch the other podcast.
Yeah, we did a whole
There's
podcast
plenty.
on this.
We've spoken about it and we've said everything that we need to say.
Even at the tea about my most recent ex, there isn't any tea. There's literally no tea. We just broke up. We
Which
just
sometimes
didn't
that
work.
happens.
Mm.
And as much as it sucked, we just didn't work. Like, that's
And wouldn't
it.
you rather have like tried something like for the both of you to experience
And we had the
something
most
than not at
amazing
all?
relationship. We had such an amazing time together. We had some of my best memories I've ever had in my life are with her. We just didn't work out in a romantic sense.
Mm.
And I really hope one day we can be friends, because it would suck to have a connection with someone like that I never speak to again. Like
Yeah.
that would be shit.
Mm.
Yeah.
But someone said that this just brings me joy. Just gonna left on that conversation. Someone said that our podcast brings them sanity.
Whoa.
That's a big word.
I mean, it's only 6 letters.
Yeah, but you know what I mean.
Considering it's pretty insane sometimes.
I
to
know.
podcast.
It
When
is.
That's so
people
cute,
say
though.
like such nice stuff, I feel like I'm a part of the conversation when I listen to your podcast.
You are. You literally are.
Literally.
We love it and we want to hear, like, talk back to us. Like, we
Mm.
literally, if you want to, like, join in on conversation, someone was saying that they want to do, like, a live call thing.
Oh my god, yeah, I've seen that
Yes.
podcast.
Like,
How
where
fun
they
would
call
that be?
in.
So
And, like,
yeah, we can set that up actually where like people can call and leave messages.
yeah.
Not talk live, but we
Yeah.
could do a thing where they leave a message and then we respond or
I
something.
mean, we could do more TikTok lives
Mm.
where people can come live with us and do that. We have so many ideas of where we want to, like, take this podcast and, like, what, like, little attributes. Like, we want to do, like, segments, like, just little things that we can do to, like, create this for more than just a conversation that's every episode.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any ideas that you'd like us to do within reason, or people that you'd like us to, like, collaborate with.
Oh my god.
Yeah. We could fit another person on this couch.
The trio,
Even, like-
the triplet brothers from the
Oh.
Santino, I think it's
I don't know how to say their last name.
Oh,
Ice cream cake. That guy.
the three kids that
Matt,
sit in the
I
car.
think
Triplets,
that Matt
yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I know they're in America, but it would be like
so funny. They
so
are
funny
so
to have
funny.
a collab. Even like another Australian like podcast,
Yeah.
like a male perspective podcast.
Yeah.
If we could all sit in one room and
Mhm.
like, I think that would be really
That'd
cool.
be cool.
Yeah,
So if you guys have any suggestions or ideas or
we're on the merch train too.
yeah,
Mhm.
stickers
We
are on
are-
their way.
Yeah, we're on the
They look
merch
so
train. I
cool.
can't believe that we're even discussing merch to begin with. But did you see how many yeses we got when I read
Yeah.
that merch thing the other day?
Yeah.
It was like 170 something yeses. I was
That's
like,
sick.
That is crazy.
And like,
That's so
and even
cute.
like 500 people watched the story, but like the fact that that many people said yes, even if half that amount of people buy the merch, that's still like over 50 people that want merch from us.
A little
Yeah.
community
What?
of ex-best friends. Like, that's sick.
I just want us all to have cute little matching hoodies
Yeah.
that all of us can wear at the same time.
And
Yeah.
this is something that we've discussed as well. And like, just so that people don't go like, oh, they're selling merch with them. We've discussed that we want to be sending off proceeds to charities.
Charity or something,
Specifically
A local
LGBT like community charities
Mhm.
or anything like that. So if you guys have any near or dear charities that you think that we should like research and like get in contact with, we'd love to do that because we don't want to just sell merchandise for our
benefit.
benefit. Like we want to be able to share merchandise with you guys because you guys apparently want it, which is amazing. But I don't want anyone to sit there and be like, oh, they're just gonna try and make
Profit off
money
the
off
money. No.
the merchandise. Like that's not what we're out here for. So that's really exciting, and I think that's like a really cool thing that we can do for the LGBT community because I think like after Pride Month, everyone kind of just quietened down about it a little bit. So I think that if we're like consistent enough with interest in merchandise, that I think that that's like an awesome path for us to go down.
Definitely.
Maybe this time next year we should go and be in America and do a Pride all together.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
much fun.
I've been saying
Really?
since we had a conversation about starting this podcast, I was like, imagine going on tour and just meeting people. It would
Imagine
be
having
so
ex-best
fun.
friends on tour season. Oh my
Yeah.
god.
And I just like talking about this stuff openly too with you guys listening and watching because
We're
like-
manifesting for
yeah,
one.
we're manifesting and also we're just like keeping you along the journey. Like it'd be so cool to come back and watch this in 5 years and be like, whoa,
Yeah.
look what we did.
Do you remember when we were sitting in the lounge room?
Yeah.
We didn't have microphones.
Yeah.
With a ring light on. We're sitting
Yeah,
here.
the setup right now is just, it's just giving...
We're figuring it out.
We're figuring it out.
It's giving the beginning.
Yeah. The beginning.
Season 1 was a trial. Season 2 is like, we're figuring it out.
Yeah. Season 1 was so much fun. And now I
Yeah.
want to go back and like watch back all the funny
I don't.
edits.
I can't stand to watch myself. In the first 4 videos I think that I was part of, I can't
Really?
I can't watch them. No. I tried to the other day. I like pulled it up and straight away I was like, oh, no. But I think I'm still healing. So I think that's
You
why.
might get to a point where it's like nice to watch back on.
Mhm.
Maybe.
I just open it. I'm like, oh, thank
Easy
God I'm
to
not her
reflect.
again.
It's easy to reflect on.
Yeah.
Well,
But
guys,
it's been great.
it
Yeah,
has been
It
great.
has been great. Thanks again for listening to another episode of Ex-Best Friends. Don't
This is
forget.
the best.
Yeah, it's so fun.
This is just the best.
Don't forget to like, subscribe,
Share, follow.
share, all that.
Comment. Please interact with us. We want to know what you're thinking. We want to
Mm.
go stop at like 15 seconds and write a comment and then play it and then like literally just like spam us. We love it.
Record yourself while you're watching the podcast.
Yes.
Oh my god.
If you see Jordan's car on the road as well, make sure you take a photo safely and tag ex-best friends in it.
I don't think anyone's ever told me that they've seen me or my car in public.
Yeah, but now that
Someone
more people
actually
know
did
that.
message me the other day and say, oh my god, I saw you and Bianca driving. It was on my birthday actually, and they said I wanted to yell out and say happy birthday.
Oh, that's
It's like,
so
you should
cute.
have. That's so cute.
God, that's
Oh, that's
famous
so
shit.
cute.
That's so cute.
Oh my gosh, that's so cute.
Oh
We
my
love
God.
it. We literally love it.
I live for that.
Yeah.
I love making people happy. It's my favorite thing.
Oh.
It is. Oh, guys. This is like my fat